So one of the things that was actually wrong with the entire disastrous 4 years of the Joe Biden-Barack Obama presidency 3.0 is nothing. Everything was great, and Joe Biden and his idiot gang of socialist libs actually made America great. We just don't know it or see it or feel it in any way whatsoever, and really, that's on us. At least that's what Joe Biden, that's what he's going with. Can you believe it? He says the last 4 years have been great. We just don't realize it. Holy crap, it's worse than we thought. He still actually thinks he did a good job. Inflation, 9.5% record inflation, crime out of control, border, a sieve, a wide open border. He thinks he did a good job. You know how when you go to a job interview and they teach you how to answer certain questions like, what's your biggest weakness? And you answer, it's that I care too much, or I work too hard, or I refuse to make mistakes. It's all bullshit. Well, on his way out, Joe Biden says his biggest problem is that he's far too humble. Humble. The guy who's wrecking America. And that all of the good he did for the American people wasn't seen or felt or heard because he's just a modest kind of guy who didn't want to rub it in our faces. Insert your joke right there, whatever that is. You'll sniff the little girl's necks. Joe Biden was asked by USA Today, another hack legacy media outlet, to be clear, about his biggest disappointment, and he answered, it's kind of hard to name just one. The Afghanistan withdrawal is up there. But then again, letting in terrorists and migrant invaders is up there too. And who can forget sky-high gas prices and inflation? That was a doozy. It's just hard to name them all, you know? Obviously, I'm just kidding. He didn't mention any of that stuff. What he did say, what's your biggest mistake? What's your biggest error? What would you change? What he did say is that his biggest disappointment is how the nature of the way information is shared now. There are no editors out there to say that simply is not true. That's what he said. Hey, big guy. That's not true. X platform has community notes, and so does Meta now. And literally any real journalist who believes in reality has called you out on your BS for a very, very long time. In fact, some of us did it right from the beginning. So they pushed him on it shockingly and said, no, seriously, biggest disappointment. Really? Nah, not this misinformation stuff. What's your what is it, you corrupt asshole? And he said he's sad he didn't follow in President Trump's footsteps and have his name printed on pandemic stimulus checks. Sounds about right. This burning dumpster fire of a presidency will never, ever, ever tell the truth. He never has, and he never will. Not the fact that he divided this country in the most hateful way, not the fact that he looked at his watch at the dignified transfer, the funeral for the 13 servicemen and women he was responsible for killing at Andrews Air Force Base. Remember that? Caskets coming off the planes. He looks at his watch. He's got somewhere to be. He's got somewhere more important to be, Joe. Those people gave their lives for that flag that's draped on those coffins, and you got somewhere else to be, Commander-in-Chief, Commander-in-Sleep. And not the fact that he's a socialist in his spending. Waged and made buying basic things impossible, did Joe Biden. Not the fact that Joe Biden, they were now afraid to walk our own cities, in our streets, or take a subway. Not the fact that he pardoned the worst of the worst criminals, including his own son, and will surely preemptively pardon more criminals like Liz Cheney and Adam Schiff before he goes. He doesn't give a damn. He doesn't care about you. He thinks he did a good job, and that's that. It's not just the dementia, though. This is without a doubt the most delusional, deranged, and corrupt politicians to ever sit in the Oval Office, and, by the way, least successful. One of the biggest failures ever, if not the biggest failure ever. Let's call it number one. And he cements that status with each and every passing day.